Good morning, Warzone kids. This is the last one of my metaphors on healing without directly just straight up talking about healing. This one's about the UFC, and this one goes out to Sean Strickland and Rose Namajunas, the official UFC fighters of the Trail to the Western Lands. They're both, to use my language, out in public about being Warzone kids. They've talked about their own experience. But I like them both. They're amazing fun to watch, and I love the UFC. I love the UFC exactly because it is full of barbaric brutality and visceral violence. About as much of it as you can handle and still be on this side of sport. Stirs this man's heart. Love it. Um, this one is about the intergenerational trauma aspect of healing. Now, in the UFC, if for those who aren't familiar, it's organized like boxing. They have different weight divisions with different names. Sean Strickland was champion of the 185-pound weight division. That's middleweight. Thug Rose Namajunas was champion of the women's strawweight division. That's 115 pounds. And if you were a UFC fighter and you wanted to beat Sean Strickland and be the middleweight champion and get that big, gaudy-looking belt they wear, luxurious, gold-plated, diamond-encrusted wonderment that they call a championship belt. All you had to do was weigh 185 pounds and lock yourself in a steel octagon with Sean Strickland and beat him up, and you would get to go home with the belt. Easy win, right? Same thing with Thug Rose Namajunas. All you had to do was be a woman, weigh 115 pounds, and lock yourself in an octagon with her. And if you could beat her up, you'd get that belt. Good luck. Now, that's kind of the normal championship belts in UFC. That's how it works. They have a whole other kind of belt, though. They have a whole other belt called the BMF belt. And the BMF belt stands for Bad Mofo. And that belt, you can't get so easy. The chance to get that belt kind of has to come to you. They only have a championship fight for the BMF belt whenever there's two bad mofos around and they just have to get together and fight. There ain't no way they're going to be able to avoid it. Then they get in there and the one that comes out has the BMF belt. Well, if you're a war zone kid like me, complex PTSD, I'm a child sex abuse survivor, I live with borderline personality disorder. If you're a war zone kid like me and you were reared by other war zone kids who were doing the best they could with what they had, like I was, then all the pieces are in place for you to be headed for your own BMF championship fight. It's you versus your demons. Not only that, it's you versus your family's demons. And the question you've got is the question every UFC fighter has, and the question we all have in life, which is how bad do you want it? For me, it's how bad do I want to get to those Western lands? And the answer is real bad. I want to get to the Western lands, a place of wholeness, of peace and happiness. I want to get there bad. I want to get there bad enough to do whatever it takes to get there. And ask any UFC fighter, they'll tell you that's exactly how bad you have to want it to get any belt they offer in the UFC. You have to want it bad. You're going to have to give it 100%. Ask any of them. And with the BMF belt, the question is not only how bad do you want it for yourself, the question is, how bad do you want to get that belt back for your family? Because they're on the line, too. Not just that belt for you so you can feel good. The demons in that octagon with you, they're bad mofos, too. You're not going to be able to beat them by being cool. You can't beat them with one hand in your pocket or both hands tied behind your back. You're going to have to try. You're going to have to bite down on that mouthpiece and fight. Commentator Daniel Cormier, former heavyweight champion himself, Olympic wrestler, he always puts it like this. He says, the fight doesn't start until you tried plan A and didn't work. And then you tried plan B and didn't work. And you tried plan C and the demon's just sitting there laughing at you. And then you go back to plan A again and you try them all again and none of them work. Then the fight starts. And you're just going to have to fight. There's nothing else to it. You're going to have to bite down on your mouthpiece and fight. Or it's UFC. You can always just tap out. You can submit. You can do it verbally. I've had enough. I'm out. They'll stop the fight. And if you've had enough, take your gloves off, throw them down in the ring. That's what UFC fighters do when they retire. They've had enough. And fair enough. Uh, I think all us war zone kids know what it feels like to feel like we had enough. So you throw them gloves off, you head back to the locker room. It's over. You did your bit. I tried. Tried hard. Got through a lot. Did my best. Anybody would have tapped out to that. Had a Kimura. Felt like Drickus. Down there for 25 minutes in a row, getting pummeled. I'm out. Let me get back. So you go back to that locker room, take your gloves off, take that Muay Thai steel cup out of your shorts, take your mouthpiece out, take a shower, relax, sit back and turn on the TV. You always got a TV in the locker room. The next match is going to be on. You can relax and watch that one. It'll be good. Right up to the point when you see that it's your kids picking up your gloves in that ring and fighting them demons that you ran away from because you had enough. You want to watch that movie for the rest of your life? Playing in a great locker room in your mind, knowing that you called it quits, threw down them gloves because you had enough. You didn't want to take those punches to the face anymore. You had enough eye pokes. Well, when your eye clears up, you can sit and watch your kids and grandkids fighting them demons. How you like that? No, you wouldn't like that any better than I do. When you see it like that, you're probably not going to like it any more than I do. But there's nothing else for it. Put that mouthpiece back in. Get that Muay Thai steel cup back in your shorts if you wear one. You're going to have to get back in that ring. Take your gloves off your kids' hands, put them back on yourself, and take on your family's demons. Those demons have your family's BMF belt. Get it back. Get her done. How about that? If you're a war zone kid, if you come from a childhood of harm and trauma and you're still here, then I know for a fact you're a bad mofo. Let's go in there and get our family's belts back. Let's do it together. Come on over to the channel, like and subscribe. Send this video to someone else if you think they might like it. Let's have a good day out there on the trail.